So home prices are not coming down.
Yeah.
But buyers aren't getting into the market.
Yeah.
So we have a really weird situation where people who want to sell their homes. Now, maybe you're somebody who's downsizing. Maybe you're somebody that, I know I sound like I'm doing an ad now. Maybe you're somebody who's downsizing. Maybe you're moving to a new area. Maybe you want to retire in Florida. I hear there's going to be a mansion for sale in Clearwater that was just recently abandoned by a dead guy. And so there may be opportunities. There might be reasons for you to want to sell right now. And what we're finding, though, is that they put their houses on the market and they might drop them a little bit. But they're not getting the bites. They're not getting the nibbles. The buyers aren't going. So you would think, well, I want to sell my house. I have to drop that price even more. Instead, what they're saying is, forget it. I'll stay.
Because they also have a bare minimum that they're willing to sell their house for.
And if they're going to go buy Hulk Hogan's mansion in Clearwater, they're going to have to take out a loan, and that's going to be at a higher mortgage rate than what they have right now.
Yeah.
Much higher.
Yeah.
So it's this bad cycle where until the mortgage rates come down or until the supply increases so the buyers can get into things cheaper, then we're not going to see any movement. But with tariffs, I don't know that things are going to come down as far as price on new builds right now because there's a lot of home builders that are sitting out right now too.
I think there's another thing to that point, and it would take years to get there. But at the point that these folks who got the historically low rates, as they get to a point where they feel like, wow, I'm close to the end of my loan or I've paid ahead on it and I've gotten ahead, maybe they have enough cash that they feel like, okay, now I can throw that money at a new property and I don't need to.
Once they have equity.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem, however, is that all those other homes have gone up in price. So we've talked about this with your home, too. Your home has nearly doubled in value since you bought it because of the way the housing market is
had
going, right?
doubled and then it flipping came
It
down.
kind of came down. I know how disappointed you must be.
The
But
worst.
as we know, you couldn't have taken the equity out of that home and then planted it into a similar home. You would have had to downsize. Which for some people, maybe that's okay. But the fact is, because home prices have all gone up so much, even if you sell your house right now, you're not getting into something bigger and better unless you take out another loan. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
and every situation's different.
We were kicking around, why aren't the home prices coming down if selling them is so hard? One other thing that I jotted down, the salaries out there. So this doesn't have anything to do with home prices per se in the housing market, but salaries aren't keeping up with the home prices. So home prices have ballooned.
Yeah.
And yes, salaries have went up, but I know a lot of people in the last year that didn't get a raise. Or if they did, maybe they got 2% or 3%.
Yeah.
Home prices
8-10%.
have just finally started to kind of level off.
Right.
But it seemed year after year, whether it was rent or buying a home, it was, to your point, 10, 15%. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
Yeah.
Salaries were not keeping up with that. So even if you want to, you can't afford it.
Feels like I've been saying that for a while. And you say, just lower your expectations.
Yeah.
Instead of the 3-bedroom, pack the whole family into a studio.
Yeah.
Quit whining is what you say.
Just you quit.
You say it could be worse. This could have been 1981 when interest rates were 18%.
You want me to agree with you? I will not.
Builders are now giving up on incentives like rate buydowns because it's simply too expensive. This according to Moody's. Big tell is that many builders are delaying their land purchases from the land banks. New home sales starts and completions will soon fall. Moody's is warning that we could be seeing a twist in the U.S. economy because of the home situation, which, good Lord, that's what caused the last grand recession was had to do with the housing market. A little bit different situation. It was still all centered around housing. Cities in the Sun Belt, home prices have accordingly taken a big hit. Sellers competing over scarce buyer demand. Some sellers are frustrated by the price cuts that they've made to try to sell their homes, so they decided to take their homes off the market and wait. Prices have gone sideways and are set to fall. 7%, that's the interest rate, is hammering demand, again, according to Moody's. Although there is silver lining right now.
Being?
First-time home buyers, while the number is down, Arizona's we're leading the way. Right? So that's pretty good. Arizona ranking near the top of the list for people who want to buy their first home. And where do you think they want to buy? Where do you think most people in Arizona are buying their first home?
So is the valley specific enough? Do you want a city? What
I want
are you
a city
looking
in the
for?
valley.
A city in the valley.
Yeah.
Scottsdale.
I don't know the answer to this, so
Scottsdale's 21st.
no. So I'm going to say, give me Gilbert.
Gilbert is number 6.
Okay, so we're into the top 6 here.
Well, there's only 2 in the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh,
Gilbert
so I
is
got
one of them. You got
them.
one of them, right.
Chandler?
Chandler is number 11.
Okay, just outside the top 10.
Yeah.
The other city, it's got to be East Valley.
It's a bit of a surprise.
Surprise.
Oh, you got it. Very good. Yeah. 4th in the nation for first-time home
Really?
buyers. Yeah. Peoria is 13th.
Not East Valley. Okay.
Yuma 27, and Mesa comes in at 34th.
Does that surprise you?
Not surprised. Gilbert did.
Really?
Gilbert did because Gilbert, median home value in Gilbert is higher than anywhere else in the state, even higher than Scottsdale right now. So that surprised me a little bit. But Gilbert also has some new builds. Surprise got so much new construction, and there's reason to be there, especially if you're thinking about some of the development that you see going on around Surprise. But it's still, in my mind, correct me if I'm wrong, more affordable than places like Gilbert, which, again, is the most expensive in the valley right now. So I was surprised to see Gilbert, although a desirable place to be. Surprised, I thought, it's a nice place to be, especially young families who are going to be first-time home buyers, and it's still affordable. That's the way I looked at it.
I definitely think of Surprise more affordable than Gilbert.
Yeah.
I guess I also just think a little less desirable, too, in general.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pablo, do you have thoughts on that? Producer Pablo?
I like how when
Why is he
I say
bagging on
something
Surprise?
that you want to turn into controversy,
Why is he saying
you
Surprise?
immediately just turn to Pablo to try to come in
Well,
and
he's West Side
take
expert.
out the
I am a
whack-a-mole
Peoria boy, but the
stick.
Surprise boys, you know those watch
Yeah.
out for them.
All right.
Guys are demons.
Hey, you
Go.
hear that?
You go.
Surprise. Joe says you're less desirable. All right.
And I think you agree with me.
Surprise is very nice. I don't think it's undesirable at all.
I think it's nice too. But
I don't think it's
I think
undesirable.
when you look at Surprise
I
and
think
Gilbert,
when you say Surprise is a crap hole and who would ever want to live there, that's a bridge too
I
far.
agree with.
What I
I mean,
said?
I kind of. The only difference, Joe, between you, the two cities you're talking about,
yeah,
culture,
Yeah, a lot of culture. And Joe just said that one's undesirable.
and that's kind of the Surprise one has a little bit more of a
the reason I think Gilbert is
socioeconomic culture, Latino culture. Gilbert doesn't.
Gilbert, I
So
think
that's why you think it's a little bit better.
That's
you
why
are
he's like-
not going to
That's
paint
what
me
it
that
feels
way.
like. That's
He
it.
likes
No.
Gilbert's nice. It's gentrified the way I like.
No, I think
Wow.
Gilbert,
is
I think
beautiful.
of
It's
to
growing
why
so fast.
Pablo threw out Scottsdale. I think again of the home price, and I think that's where people want to be. They want to be in the
Yeah.
area where the price is.
Higher. Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
Yeah. It is good to say I live in Scottsdale better than say I live in Surprise to somebody outside the
Doesn't
state,
it-
right?
Yeah.
If I'm talking to
But
somebody
doesn't that
from
make
like
you
California,
nervous? If you're
Yeah.
buying your first home and it's at a place that's already overvalued, that just worries
But it
me.
doesn't have to be like downtown Scottsdale, right?
No,
It could
no.
be like a
Yeah, Scottsdale or Gilbert, because I'm thinking if the home values drop in Scottsdale or Gilbert zip codes, and I just bought my first home there for $500,000, and in 5 years it's worth $200,000. You know, whereas if I'm in Surprise and I buy someplace for $350,
It only
in
drops.
2 years it's going to drop to $200,000. I got a $200,000 house. You got a $200,000
your
house,
point.
but I didn't lose as much.
I see your point. That's a rational fear.
That's my
Or
thought.
if home
option.
prices drop over 100K, though, we're going to have a lot of people freaking out in a lot of places.
Yeah, but I just want to freak out less than you.
Well, you won't own one at all right now, so you'll just be dancing a jig.
You're right. I'll be like, I'm renting.
Look
Yeah.
at stupid Joe. He owns one. He's upside down.
Hey,
Well, I mean, if we own like one of those manufactured homes,
Yeah.
that's considered still home ownership, right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Absolutely. You know how I feel about that. You can get a good one.
Big fan.
I'm a big fan. You can get a good one. That gets your foot in the door on home ownership. It is a starting point. It is. I do not have that commercial today, though, so
You
don't
can
have to
still
hear from
mention them. I know you're
me.
a
No,
big
I like
fan.
it. I do.
No, I had family members that did
I like
that.
what they-
My cousin, when
That's
him
how you
and
start.
his wife got married, they had a manufactured home, and then they had their family and moved into a new home.
And boom, now you're getting some equity, right? And then all of a sudden you can take that equity and move into your second home, right? I like that.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe, and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.